say no, 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 no. Everybody say no, 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 no.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome into Budah's Lounge. That's my cousin, Josh Fonokalafi. We're going to get to him. I never got to explain all the rules. There are no rules.
Oh.
But what we like to do is we always like to start off by asking who your family is and all that. But let me welcome everybody into Budah's Lounge. I am Big Budah. I am the host of the show. We do this every Thursday night live. Usually it's from 7 to 8 p.m., but tonight is a special night because, well, somebody overbooked. Me, I overbooked myself. Yeah, that was my own fault. You know, we don't have a budget for an assistant, Josh, so I can't say, yeah, Billy's the one who, no, it's all me. Yeah, so thank you for graciously accepting our invitation. And so that's why we have a 2-hour special today. The first hour will be with our guest here. We'll get to him. The second hour will be another guest that comes all the way from Erda. I can't wait to connect you two. This guy does horse jerky.
Horse jerky.
Wow. I'm gonna just be quiet and let you think about that.
Yeah, no, that's it. I've had horse once. My uncle, I went to my uncle's house and I walked in and he was eating a steak, and I was like, hey, can I have some? And he's like, yeah, and he gave me a bite, and it tasted funny, and I was like, what kind of steak is this? And he's like, beef. You know, the beef that they run the circles. And then he made this horse noise, and I was like, horse? And he's like, yeah, horse beef. And I was like, oh.
Horse beef. Wow. Thanks, Uncle. That was the gateway, huh? That was the gateway.
It's a horse jerky.
Yeah, no. But thank you for joining. You know, the reason why I do this, you know, this isn't the first time that you and I have met. But the time we did meet, it was under TV, it was under radio, and it was 2 minutes at a time. Somebody saying, hey, got to wrap it up. So my girlfriend at the time told me you should do a podcast, but maybe have a deeper conversation, bring back those people instead of 2 minutes, maybe a deeper conversation, an hour, hour and a half. So I just didn't know what else to do in my life. That's why we're doing this podcast, Josh.
Oh, fuck that.
But ladies and gentlemen, please, if you wouldn't mind, I don't know any other Tongan stand-up comedian, but he is here with us. He's got some shows. We'll talk about that. But you're like a unicorn to me. You really are. I don't know any other. I know Pacific Islander comedians, but I don't know a gentleman or a lady that is Tongan specific like you do. So I know that you are Tongan. But if you wouldn't mind, usually we like to start the show by asking people their heritage, because I'm sure when you meet other Polynesians and they figure out that you're Polynesian, they might ask, who's your family? Where you come from?
Right,
maybe we're cousins. So I like to call that portion of our program Explain Your Life.
Oh, yeah.
If you wouldn't mind.
I'll do my best. So my dad is Tongan, and he Fonokalafi, and we're related through the Pepas and the Niuas. And then my mom is a Samoan line comes through my mom, and Mangale, we're connected through the Mangale family, the Kome, I believe. I don't know. I see their big giant flags when we have family reunions.
Those are just regular sized flags, Josh.
I got you.
I'm just kidding. To us, those are regular size. Uh-oh. So you're going in?
I'm stoked.
I'm a little astonished because this is Josh's first attempt at kava. Is this true?
You shake it?
You shake it,
yes,
yeah?
I've never had kava.
Okay.
I would see when they would, like at the luau's, they would prepare it. You know, when they're like hitting each other on the back and like bringing whatever that thing into the bowl.
Yeah.
And when I'd asked to try it, I was always told that was like the elders' drink. And so it was like, I always thought it was like the drink that you drank.
Wait. What do you mean elders drink? Like it was an aphrodisiac?
No.
Oh.
No, like, because they would always sit in a big circle, and it was like this ceremonious thing. And they, from what I remember, they would like sip it and then spit it and then sip it. But it was, I always felt like it was like, I always thought that they were getting ready to have like this meeting about the family.
Like important stuff was about to be discussed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I just never. That's what I've always associated.
Well, I'm glad. Honolulu Grill, thank you so much for your sponsorship and this fine product, Kava 8. If you buy Kava 8 online and use the code word Budah, You get 10% off your 8. Cheers to you, my friend.
I'm excited that it has 0.
And it's 0 sugar.
0 sugar.
We are winning, my friend. We are winning. Ooh, stings the nostrils just right. Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, that is the.
Woo!
Okay.
It's an acquired taste. You'll feel the numbness and yeah. People actually like it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like what was the other thing? So I always got asked like what Polynesian food that I eat, and then people. There was a girl that had her mission in Hawaii, and she came home and she's like, What authentic food do you eat? Do you eat teriyaki chicken? Like, well, that's Japanese.
What the
heck? Spam and rice. I'm like, I don't know if that was Polynesian.
Rice is from Africa.
And
Oh, just kidding. Sorry.
Well, then,
getting all literal.
Then she'd ask about, like I'd tell her about poi, and apparently she never had poi. But poi, like yeah.
How are you Polynesian and not know what poi is?
I don't. Well, I know what poi is.
Yeah.
She's like, I'd tell her like, oh, you had poi, and poi I feel like is an acquired taste because I always get really excited when I see it.
Yeah.
And then I fill up my plate and then I take one bite and I'm like.
No, but the Hawaiians will tell you that there's a difference, right? The hardcore Hawaiians, they'll be like, bro, but you got to get the one that's fermented cuz. Yeah, no, bro. The fresh one. Anybody can eat the fresh one, the fermented one, cuz. That's the kind. The aina, cuz. That's the one. I can't. I just can't. Sorry.
What is it?
The only version of poi I like is before it becomes poi in taro.
Oh yeah,
that's the only form. That's the only form. Or when you make it into that dessert, fa and then you fa aushi, and you melt sugar and coconut cream on it. That's the only time I'll eat taro like that, other than regular taro.
It's like a Polynesian rhubarb.
Yeah,
like rhubarb is only good
exactly.
if you like, put a ton of sugar in it.
Now you're confusing all of our people with rhubarb. Kweha rhubarb. What is a rhubarb? I mentioned earlier that you are a stand-up comedian. Josh is a stand-up comedian. I wanted to, before we talk about the wonderful stand-up comedian that you are today, I want to find out how you got here. I mean, you mentioned Tongan dad, Samoan mom, right?
Yeah.
Man, you're like me. You were fighting with yourself all the time. It's crazy,
yeah.
Man. Inner struggle. What was young Josh like before? What was your growing up? Where'd you? Give me your backstory a little bit.
So I was born in Ogden, Utah, and we lived there until I was 11. I feel the numb. Now I feel it.
Kataki.
So we lived there until I was like 11. I wasn't very funny.
Come on.
No, man. I was teased a lot and spent a lot of time by myself.
Let me feel your hands. Hold on, huh? Did you yate? Did you do nyate?
What is?
Oh no, you didn't do nyate. Your hands are hella soft.
Like hard labor?
Yeah. If I say yate, you should already know what. No, he never yate a day in his life, guys. You're good. I love. We should have been friends.
What is?
Yard work.
Oh, yard work.
Yard work for a living.
I did. I ran a landscaping business with my dad in Washington. So I was 11 when we moved to
yeah,
Washington.
yeah. But see, you did it in a nice, probably air-conditioned car, and you probably had breakfast in the morning.
Yeah, my dad he let me like push the mower. That's what I did.
Sorry, he did a yate. He's like us, guys. Yate, see? Just like us.
And every now and then I would swing the machete at some branches he had in the trailer and then get yelled at for having the machete. But no, mostly the mower. I hate yard work now because of that. Am I supposed to feel weird?
This is going to be a great one for the books, guys. How many kids you got?
We have 2. A 4-year-old and a 3-month-old.
So you should feel like a wash of calm, and it's weird because the calm that you're feeling right now is typically a calm that you only experience right before you're about to lay down and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Is that am I describing that
there.
right?
Yeah.
So that is the kava calm, as kava drinkers call it. Now you're right at what we would call half cup status in the kava culture.
Okay.
Yeah. So at this point, if you're drinking with a bunch of guys or wherever you were drinking, you would say to the toa, whoever's scooping, half cup, please. From that point on, everybody knows that you are in a good place. And bro, he's at half cup status. Ooh, you gliding.
Oh yeah, that's
Now this I have to mention this just because of the state that we live in. We live in the state of Utah, where the popular religion is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. For those of you, contrary to popular belief, it is definitely okay to drink kava and hold the temple. Recommend in moderation. That's all I would say. But seek out your spiritual leaders. I am not your spiritual leaders. I didn't die for you, so don't ask me questions. Anyway.
Yeah. So, what was I talking about?
Tongan dad, Samoan mom.
Tongan dad, Samoan mom.
And you were growing up, and you said you weren't funny. I beg to differ.
Well,
you were picked on.
I was picked on.
Okay.
But I would. It wasn't until I was like in high school that I really discovered like the way to spin stories or tell half truths. And, yeah, and so like I found out that my parents, when they met. So my dad migrated from Tonga. My grandma was born in American Samoa, so she was already a citizen. But she met my grandpa in the he was in the military, and then they moved to Texas. My mom was born in Maine, and so my parents met in Hawaii at a dance club. And so
whose parents didn't meet at a dance club?
I always imagine like the dance club in Karate Kid 2 with a bunch of Japanese tourists. Like,
I wish it was. Yeah, that's so cool.
That's what I think of.
Yeah.
And my dad just like chaw on a block of ice. But so I'd always say that because people would be like, "Oh, Tongans and Samoans don't like each other, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, but my parents met in a dark bar in Hawaii, so they didn't know."
They didn't know who was
yeah.
They didn't know who was doing that. I'm like, I thought you were Tongan. Well, I thought you were Tongan.
Right, that's what but they were already married by that time.
Yeah, it's too late. All the Chihus came out, and the Thunder Gutter Rolls.
Yeah.
Recently,
though, we found a new branch. So my grandma, kind of sad story. She didn't know who her dad was for the longest time, and no one would really tell her.
I'm putting it's your illustrious beard.
Oh, is it?
That keeps rubbing on the
So
microphone.
You need to go down a little.
Yeah, I don't want to reach over and grab your beard by accident. You know, some guys are sensitive on their beard and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah.
I feel funny. Okay. So anyway.
See, I told you were funny.
I feel what?
You know what you should do? You should drink kava before your first set.
Oh, is that what I should?
On Friday. Drink, just down up. Just chug, and then wait 5 minutes, then walk out.
Yeah, then walk out.
And see what happens.
And then give everyone my pedigree.
I
don't know. I feel like I'm just talking about droning on and talking about stuff now. So Dark Bar in Hawaii. That's where my parents met. Grandma.
Hotel Street? Sounds like Hotel Street. I don't. Hey, he's the one who said dark part. I'm just telling you dark parts that I know of in Hawaii. Behind the night show at PCC. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, they get mad when I say that, and they're like, "No, it's a dance club." I'm like, did they have a bar? Did they serve alcohol? And they're like, "What? That's not the important." That's not important. So my mom's mom, for the longest time, didn't know who her dad was, and no one would tell her. And my mom.
No one would tell her.
Yeah,
it sounds like they were keeping. No, get away from me! Stop asking me.
Well, I think that, and I don't know if I'm going to make some cousins mad or something. But I think drama. There's some drama in there, but I think they didn't know really, and I don't know why they were telling her that they did. Anyway, my mom, like 5-6 years ago, found her dad's family.
Hey, congratulations.
In California. Yeah, so it opened up this huge branch.
Sorry.
Oh no, it was pretty amazing to find that cool name. And then she met the family, they're Tongan. And so my grandma's like part Tongan, and she's related to my dad.
Oh.
And so there's yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. So
that explains my.
That's the other shoe.
That explains my eyes.
You know what? I can't. You better stop. Wait, were you Samoan growing up and then switched and throwing up T's in your adult life? Or was it the other way around?
No, it was the other way around. So I was, we were always raised Tongan, well, more Tongan.
Yeah.
And then when we moved to Washington, I met the Phi family. We found out we were related to them. and that was where like the Samoan stuff.
Fai. That's
Yeah, fai.
in English. It's do.
Is that?
Fai means do.
Oh,
Do it. Like not do.
Oh, do.
Sorry.
Oh.
Do it. You know, like do. Sorry.
like Nike. Like Nike.
Yeah. Like do it. You know, I want to go, but you put it back. Do and do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I got
that's
you.
Fai. Dude. Anyway,
Oh,
last week was Samoan language week, man. So it's,
What?
you know,
Okay.
Yeah.
they told me it was banana.
Oh, Fai.
Oh, is that what that?
Fi,
Okay.
yeah, so you have to have the glottal stop. But Fai, that'll make a total difference. If you say Fai, it's banana. But if you say Fai, it could mean that to do. Hey, do you want a Fai? Do you not? You know, sorry. You know what? We're gonna take a break right now. Let's go play a song. I feel like I'm drinking all the kava right now.
What is
okay,
that?
what's here? Cheers. We'll be back. Let's play a song. I'll explain the Fai and the Fai to Josh. We'll be back.
We got no reason to be holding back our love. Stay in the moment, thinking that's forever now. My love, please don't let this feeling slip away. Oh, yeah. Ooh. You know that I'm so tired of us taking it slow. Time for us to let them all know. The way that we've been feeling, something we gotta deal with. We just can't keep holding it. I know that we've been here before, and previously with those, but now this is different. Even if they dismiss us, we're doing it to the end. We got no reason to be holding back our love. Stay in the moment, thinking that's forever now. My love, please don't let this feeling slip away. Baby, won't you come my way? Oh, baby, won't you just a little, a minute, slow it down. There's something special about you. Can't see my life without you. Anything you want, grab 'em for it. I love the way we flow, I adore it. Yeah. You know that I'm the one, I see it in your eyes. You know you found the one, I see it in your smile. And I want this love to last forever. We got no reason to be holding back our love.
Talofa, welcome back into Buddha's Lounge. Thank you for tuning in. Please click like and share. And if you're laughing your butts off, well, thank this gentleman right here. How were you feeling? You know, we're having kava for the first time. Josh is having kava for the first time. Josh Fonokalafi, our guest, a stand-up comedian, the only Tongan stand-up comedian that I know of. But it's his first time having kava, but we're having it in kava aid form, courtesy of Honolulu Grill. The QR code is right here between the two of us. How are you feeling? How's your experience with kava for the first time?
Oh, I feel different.
How different?
Well,
Dave, did you just understand what I said?
I know some words.
Okay. I love how you said, well, I know some words.
Yeah, like I know how
Not a.
like my parent, like why? Because that was like, why did you do that? Was a big question.
Oh, you know that one. Dan.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got that one.
Yeah,
Dan.
and I got come here.
Let me hear it.
How can he? Right? I don't know if I have that.
Why are you asking me? I'm Samoan. What you asking
Oh
me?
yeah. Tongan is how can he? I know how to swear.
No,
I won't.
prove it.
No, what?
Prove it. Nah, just kidding. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it.
Can I?
You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it.
Like the I. So like Tongan.
I know.
You know what I'm gonna say?
No. I already know it's a kai, ta, right?
Well, no. So Tongan. So mata.
Ha. That's enough. That's enough. Mata's eye, but there's something else you can add. The suffix, a suffix. That's a pre. That's good. You're good. You're
They
good.
both wink.
They both wink. Oh my gosh. This. Cheers. Cheers.
Or kava.
When did you know you had a gift of commanding a crowd,
Oh, man.
holding court by telling funny stories? Because I imagine you probably weren't a joke teller at first. It sounds like you were a great storyteller. Prove me wrong if I'm wrong.
Well, so it started like in middle school. And you go on recess, I would repeat like funny things that I heard. Like one of my favorite things to do would go up to someone and go, "Hey, I got a secret," and they would lean in really close. And I would go, "I have gas," like really loud. And then as they stepped back, I would go, and I also can't control the volume of my voice. And so just like really stupid playground stuff like that. But the where I first tried comedy was actually I got dumped in Washington.
Like from a girl?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I really, really liked her, and she wanted to serve a mission, and I sort of said, well, you have to choose, and I lost to God.
Wow.
And so,
if you're gonna lose to somebody, I would
Right.
rather lose to God, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
and
But
so I moved. So I left because I couldn't. handle the
can I
breakup.
just ask?
Oh, sure.
I want to know, what were you saying to her to try to get her to stay?
Oh, it wasn't that I was trying to get her to stay. I just I was trying to be encouraging for what she wanted, but like secretly trying to manipulate her into wanting what I wanted her.
He's honest as well, guys. His comedy is honest. It's an honest brand of comedy.
And so she started filling out her mission papers,
Mm-hmm.
and I was really heartbroken, so I left.
Were you at this? Were you big? This size? Were you big? Stature?
Not as big. I had you could tell there were muscles.
Yeah. No. What I was gonna say was, why didn't you use that? Why didn't you just say, "All of this is your playground, girl. You can stay right here, take your mission right here, girl." No, I mean just because there were muscles there.
Well, I was also like 26, and so there was a part of me that was like, well, what if I get this girl to stay home, and then I commit to her, and then I find
Another girl.
and so
This guy. The typical RF. This
Yeah.
guy. Oh my gosh.
so I there was that I want to be encouraging, but I don't. Yeah. And so I left, but I moved back to Utah, and I was like really depressed. And I saw an ad for open mic at Wise Guys, and I had a couple of jokes that I had in the barrel that I
Were
thought
they
would
jokes,
drive.
or were you going there to exercise some demons?
I was definitely like trying to not feel anything anymore.
Was that you? You're like, here I go. Here I go.
No, what was so I'll tell you the first joke.
Your phone?
No. Do you want me to censor myself?
No.
Okay.
This is internet. Yeah.
So,
only thing you have to worry about is your mom and dad.
that's good.
Okay.
So I went on stage. This is the first joke I ever told. Is I went on stage, and I remember thinking like, this is the dumbest thing. Like it's just like this stupid made up story. No one's gonna think it's funny. And I went on stage and went to grabbed the mic, and I said, it was at Trolley Square, when Wise Guys was at Trolley Square, and I said I was walking around the mall here at Trolley Square and talking to a buddy of mine, and someone overheard something I said, and they must have got offended because they started yelling at me and getting all mad, and they called me a homophobe. And so I got mad because I'm not a homophobe. Like, I love homes. I love living in them, and I love staying in them, and I hope to own one day. It's gay people that scare the shit out of me. And that was the first joke I ever told.
That was. See, you hear what he said? That was the joke he told.
That was, yeah.
We're just telling stories, guys. Historical events. That was.
Yeah, I had to quote myself, right?
Yeah.
So, and that got.
That's pretty hilarious. I'm going to tell you right now. I've heard first jokes before, and as first jokes go, I'm going to tell you, I think that's a killer joke.
Thanks, man.
I mean, you can't tell that joke today.
Yeah.
You know, he's telling a story, guys. He's not telling the joke. That's what happened. Okay.
I told that joke in Portland several years ago, and that was
Gangster, bro.
yeah.
Y'all don't know Portland. Yeah, bro, y'all don't know the comedy scene in Portland. If he told that joke, please tell everybody. I can't
man.
wait to hear this.
Well, there was like some stifled snorts, you know, like people like, but like no one. It wasn't the reaction I'm used to getting with that joke, and so I was like, oh, whoops. And then I had my second joke. I bailed onto that one, which was like, I was walking around and you guys have a nice area here. Did you ever notice how it's really hard to start campfires, but like super easy to start houses on fire? And that got a little more chuckles. just an observation.
Observation. Okay, let me ask you this. So you a night like that, right? You go, you tell a joke. Do you go back? And I'm only using a sports analogy. You know how they do in-game adjustments.
Yeah.
Are there anything like that, or is you don't want to have a knee-jerk reaction to something you've been crafting, or it's part of the craft where you can adjust, nip here, tug there.
Yeah.
Just trying to get the mindset of a comedian writing a joke.
There's a ton of material that I'll set aside and not touch for like the longest time.
Yeah.
And have to like come and revisit it maybe like a month or even like up to a year. I try, you know, I've thrown away a ton of material, all poop jokes, but.
Is that a joke? I don't know if that was a joke because that sounded like a punchline right there. Like, yeah, they're all poop jokes. I threw them all away. They're all poop jokes. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you.
But there, like, then there's like things. I got really popular with a very small, minuscule group of people when I would tell the bonus Cheeto joke.
You can tell that I don't know the bonus Cheeto, and I'm not one of those guys who go to a show. I'm like, bro, he's got this joke. Hold on. Let me tell you what he said. Cheeto, huh? No, nobody laughing. You know, I just don't want to. You know, one, I don't want to hack. Two, there really, because I've done some stand-up, and I didn't know that there really is this thing about joke stealing. And I hear comics going at it. I'm like, wow, it really is a thing. So I just want to stay in my lane and tread lightly. Plus, I don't know if Diddy had some things with comedians. You know, I just, you know, and some of the comedians I've worked with, I don't know if they go that far. That's all. You know.
So the bonus Cheeto joke was just a joke about how if you eat a whole bag of Cheetos, they get all over your hands, make it look messy. But you just rub your hands together, and it's like, boom, bonus Cheeto. And so you make an extra one. And that joke was actually funnier.
No, that's true. That's not a joke. That's
it's science.
That's true. If you're Polynesian, bro, have you seen how thick our fingers get when we eat Cheetos? I'm just saying, although I know you turned it into a joke, but that's real life. I've done that.
Yeah, and then you get...
And then you do this. Don't lie. Don't act like I'm the only one. Okay, sorry.
Don't even wash your hands.
Anyway, did it kill?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so, but the thing was that wasn't the actual joke. That was the throwaway line.
Wait, what?
Yeah. The actual joke was supposed to be about how I love eating Chinese food, but I hate diarrhea at 3 a.m. And the Cheeto joke got a bigger laugh than the Chinese food joke. And so I was like, And so part of the crafting is like you have to hit these points where like you'll kill a joke and you'll have to look at it and go, oh. But if I said this after that and like rearranging lines, and so for the longest time I was irritated with the Cheeto joke because that wasn't supposed to be the funny part.
It worked better than you intended.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never had that. It's way better than what I thought. I've never done anything. Usually I have somebody standing over me. That's not good enough.
Yeah. But that's how you know if you're not a delusional one. If you can look at your material and go, I don't know how that went. I think it's the delusional ones that are like, this killed, but that audience sucked.
Does that happen from comics? Do you comics blame stuff on audiences?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to name names.
Yeah, well, you still want to do comedy. I've said that this show. We know enough people together. I know you still want to do comedy shows. Let me ask you this. You've shared the stage with some comedians. If you wouldn't mind, who's on your dream list? Who's somebody you want to open up for? Let's take a break. Let's play a song. We'll come back and then tell us, who have you performed with? Who would you like to perform with? And, and we'll talk a little bit, go into that realm if that's okay. All right. Josh Fonokalafi, the only Tongan stand-up comedian that I know of, huh? Throw your tease up. Be right.
Insecure, 'cause every time I walk away, it's off to work. And truly, I know what's going down in your mind, thinking that I'll be creeping with some other dime. Girl, don't you know that I'ma be here for you? Girl, don't you know I'ma wash away the tears for you? Girl, you should know you ain't gonna be nobody else's main squeeze. No, no, no. Girl, don't you know I'm not trying to take the route? Girl, don't you know even when you wanna scream and shout? Girl, you should know that when I leave, I'll be back because I'm in love with you, girl. Time I try to grab a hold of you, you push away as if you don't know who is holding you. So basically, I'm singing this song just for you, to show my heart is honestly speaking to you. Girl, don't you know that I'ma be here for you? Girl, don't you know I'ma wash away the tears for you? Girl, you should know you ain't gonna be nobody else's main squeeze. No, no, no. Girl, don't you know I'm not trying to take the route? Girl, don't you know?
Welcome back into Budah's Lounge. We have the one, the only Josh Fonokalafi again. Seriously, I didn't even know that we could do stand-up comedy, so thank you so much for sharing your story.
Yes.
And, telling us. Is there enough space for us to be in comedy, stand-up comedians? Polynesians.
I think so. I think the toughest thing though is just, have you ever started talking thinking like I'm gonna think of something before the sentence ends, and it just it doesn't. I'm there. Sorry.
That's just the cover, bro. That's that's just the cover, dog.
I'm gonna drink more.
A man said to me, before we came on, sorry for being off topic. I'm like, nah, you're right on topic, bro. What are you talking about? You right on topic.
I can hear myself talking, and I'm just hoping I'm saying words.
It's only the two of us in here. That guy right there can't say nothing. He's just a painting on the wall. Bro, it's not mushrooms, Josh. It's just cover, man. I feel like a Friday. I want to say to you, bro, sit down, man. You know I got warrants, man. Yeah, no. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm hot. I hope I'm not sweating.
It's working.
Yeah.
It's working.
That's what I like right before I go to bed. I get really hot.
The AC just kicked on. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah.
It heard me.
Yeah.
It felt I was raising the temperature as
well. Well, no, I don't think they want all that sweat on their couch. Just kidding. All right, welcome back. We got the popular and funny, my man Josh Fonokalafi. We last left and I asked you a question about who have you performed with on stage? Who have you opened for? And do you have a bucket list of comics that you would love to share the stage with?
So I've opened for... all of the names are just gone. I've worked with like Louis Anderson.
Oh my gosh,
yeah, I got the
a
chance to
legend
work
in the
with him.
game.
Yeah, before his passing. Oh, super.
You got to work. Oh man, congrats, bro.
You know, the funny thing about Louis, funny story is, he invited me into the green room, which, like, with like big names like that, and just the chat, and then he was like, I had a girl with me at the time, and he was asking for hand
While you're
sanitizer.
married?
Oh no.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Just
before I got married.
sorry. Almost had him. Just kidding.
So, but he was asking for hand sanitizer, and she was like, "Oh, I only have this with glitter," and someone had told me after that he was gay, and I didn't know, and they were like, "He really likes the tan ones," and I was like, "Oh,
Come on back to the green room.
he was so nice."
Hi. Would you like to come back to the green room? Wow.
But I was that was so exciting for me to work with him because I was a huge fan of his growing up. And
at least you got to work with him, and then you found out afterwards, and then you could make your own conclusions on why he invited you in the green room.
Oh yeah.
No,
it was
dark, sexy chocolate you. Yeah, that's what Louis Anderson thought.
Dave Coulier, I worked with Dave Coulier.
Oh my gosh,
he's so funny and so nice.
Is he as funny in person?
Oh yes. We were actually Steve Solberg was another comic, and
Steve.
Yeah, love Steve.
I saw a couple of his shows over there at Tuacahn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he was opening up for who's the other guy? The Hamilton.
Ryan Hamilton.
Ryan Hamilton.
Yeah.
I saw their show.
Oh really?
I mean, they're watching. I don't want to say. I didn't buy a ticket on purpose. I won tickets on a radio station. Yeah.
That you were hosting.
Wow, just say I stole my own tickets? Wow. Okay.
No, I was just saying that no one else.
Yeah. It was a great show. No, actually, it was a really, really funny show.
Oh, yeah.
And it sold out. The crowd was standing room only.
I bet.
Yeah.
Steve is blowing up right now. He is hilarious. But Steve and I were the only ones when Dave Coulier came in the first time that were trusted to open for him because they were like, we need clean comics. And the booker at the time was like, these are the only two guys I know. And so he pulled me and Steve into his office, and he's like, so you guys are going to open for Dave this week coming up because he wants clean comics. And then he goes, you're not allowed to ask about Alanis Morissette.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
That was going to be my question. I'm like, at least did you get the interview? Man, what?
Oh, yeah,
he had
like
rules?
I think it was just like the booker didn't want anything bad. But then the whole time that we were hanging out with him, I was just like, I really just want to ask about Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, you can't take no forbidden fruit, and then all you want is the forbidden fruit.
But yeah, I've worked with, this is like, I guess like the levels of bacon or whatever, where you're connected through someone for someone, and huge fan of Brian Regan's.
Yes.
And
Speaking of clean comics.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he's ultra clean.
And I just last year got the amazing opportunity to open for Kermit Apio, who opens for Brian Regan.
Wow.
That was it. Yeah. Kermit Apio, he's Hawaiian.
Yeah.
He's a very funny.
I just started following Tumua. Started watching some of his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's got some good stuff out there. The comedy that you do, it's so funny because seeing a Polynesian in Utah first and foremost, it used to be uncommon. Like, where do you come from? You're in Utah. You stand out. But now, we're so many of us.
Yeah.
We have families and we have kids that we're synonymous with Utah now. To see a Polynesian in Utah is not a surprise. And now I dare say to see you, a Polynesian, up on the stage doing stand-up comedy should not be a surprise. How long have you been doing it? And then, do you have any shows coming up?
I started in 2009. That's when I moved back.
Yeah.
And I've been in and out. We started a business, so I got some more time, and my wife is very encouraging. So hopefully, going to do a lot more.
You know what? Hold on. Since we just opened, tell me a little bit about your business because we still got some time. Tell me about your business. So your stand-up comedy by night, and then during the daytime, what's your real job?
We opened a driving school, and I do road testing for driver's licenses. So instead of going to the state, kids come to me, and I make them cry.
Are you just opening up a driving school just to get material for your children? Let's just be honest. I just want to know, John, what are you doing here?
Well,
just kidding.
To be honest, I had this idea, and this like the school was going to branch into this, but I wanted to do sort of a podcast thing where I'd take people out on road tests and retest people who are already licensed.
That could be funny.
And see if they
That could be funny.
pass.
Yeah. Coneheads.
Right.
Worked for them.
I thought you were just yelling out random words. I'm very tired.
No,
Did I say that yet?
In Tongan, we say you're kona.
Kona.
Kona. And then you have to do the gutter roll. Kona. He really is Tongan. No, it just sounds like you're snoring right now. You're doing it wrong.
Am I doing it?
Just kidding. You can't do it. There's no way to do it wrong. I was just kidding.
You got to sound like the horse, right? Is that offensive?
You're Tongan. You're telling me you're Tongan.
I don't know.
Nah, the horses might be offended.
Do you know how surprised I was when I found out that other kids' dads didn't do things like scratch their head and go, see, and then...
Wait a minute. When Dad did that, what did that mean for you?
Man.
Give me what's going through your mind.
I meant get the hell out of there. Like, just leave and try not to, like, be seen for about an hour. And then there was the... And that was like, whatever you're doing right now is the dumbest thing you could possibly be doing right now. But when I'd go over to my friend's house, like their dads would just like explode into anger. And I'm like, oh, there's like no warnings? You don't get like the head scratch and the C.
So you liked it then? You were like,
yeah.
man, I'm lucky, bro.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
getting warnings and stuff?
Heck yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
that's like when they sound those alarms before the big tidal wave hits
As
the
some
beach.
of us like to poo-poo on that, you know, like, man, my dad would scratch his head. Actually, that's a different way to look at it, that they gave us warning signs.
Oh gosh, yeah.
They didn't just fly. I mean, it was pretty bad once they got there, but at least they gave us warning signs, right? At least they're like, oh, that was my dad. My dad was, he didn't, it was nonverbal. He just wait till he saw us, and as soon as we locked eyes, and I'm like, I got two more. I got two more strikes. Yeah, and he can't catch me. No, I forget that I live in this dude's house.
Yeah. Well, and then I started, when I was getting a little older, I'd realize my dad would say like just the common American catchphrases, like the how many times have I told you? How many times have I told you was a big one when I was growing up. And I would always
Were they appropriate times?
Oh, I would try to find like goofy things to get in trouble for. Like we tried to make a bungee cord out of like inner tubes for a bike.
Okay.
And my dad was like, how many times have you told you? I'm like, you've never told me not to do this. Never. Did you tell me not
Did you
to?
have the balls to say it out loud now?
No.
That's what I thought.
I was just like, well, more than once, I guess.
Right? We always give, I know exactly what you're saying. I would remember my dad would say something like that, you know, if you tell the truth, I won't spank you.
Oh my gosh.
Tell the truth and I won't spank you. Guess what? I tell the truth. I thought you said.
You're right.
No, because you waited too long to tell the truth.
Do you know, this was like the scariest time my dad ever got mad at me. I got in trouble for something, and I was like 14. This was the day I stopped getting spanked. 14. Well into my teenager years is when my dad stopped spanking me. But I did the thing, and I got caught, and he brought me home, and he's like, sat me down between his bed and the dresser. Oh. And like the spanking spot.
Everybody has that.
Yeah. And he sat on his bed and he just looked down at me and he said, you know, Joshua, I am very disappointed. And then he stood up and he left the room and I was like, oh, could you just spank me, man?
Not the silent treatment.
Yeah, and he just like left and it was like weird for like the next week.
My feeling.
That was like the worst punishment.
Thank you.
Like, if you at least spanked me, it'd
Thank
be
you.
over.
I couldn't handle the silent treatment. Man, this dude would walk around. It was like we were dating or something. I mean, he would just look at me and just freaking mad. And he would do this. He because my dad had a glass eye. He let his glass eye fall out while he's looking at me. He was like, and then I'm like, bloop. I'm like, what are you doing? You know?
He wants you to know that he's looking.
Oh, he mad at me. I'm like, oh no, he wasn't. It was I have an I cinco to the glory. It's a flex. It's a flex. He would flex on me all the time. Every time we get mafana again, after we go through something, beat me up, he'd bring me close. Son, because I have an I cinco to the glory. And I'm like, because you have a glass eye, Dad. But that was the best flex ever, though. That was the best flex.
Just set it and forget it.
Said it and wow, really? Said. Hey, I've been to your shows. It's comedians like you who give me, a regular, everyday person, hope that I could, I'm talking about bucket list. If you ever have a bucket list to be a comedian, to get up and brave the crowds, they have open mic down there at Wise Guys. That's how I would say. Don't bother the professionals. They're trying to make money. Okay, they're trying to earn a living by telling these jokes. Tell me about your shows this weekend and how can people get tickets?
Yes, so we're this weekend. I'm in Jordan Landing, Wise Guys. That's in West Jordan, right? The shopping center. It's 7:30 Friday, Saturday. Get tickets at wiseguyscomedy.com. Just look for my goofy face. Click on that.
Are you gonna do they do a Netflix special? Not Netflix special, but they do specials like that. Netflix, maybe on DVDs or anymore. I don't know. Stream
well,
specials.
I have a special out with Dry Bar. Down in Provo.
Yeah.
I was in their season 1. Don't watch it.
Wait, hold up. I wish we could rewrite this. Wait, don't watch it. Is it that bad? It can't be that bad.
Well,
Come on.
It was years ago, and I'm way more refined. And I think there's something like comics will record something, and they're like, "Oh, this is hilarious," and then they'll go back like years later and watch it, and it's like, "What was I thinking?" And that's my Dry Bar special. It's just an hour of like, "What was I thinking?"
If you can't do it, and I'm not talking about you, I would say to learn. Come out to a show first. Don't just go on YouTube, because everybody goes to YouTube,
yeah.
right? This is what I would say. As you're talking about it, I would say come out to the show, see it first, experience it in its actual natural habitat. Not watch it, because it's something different about sitting in the audience and feeling the comic's vibe and feeling the whole crowd. So that's why I say give the comic his best chance at the place where he does his comic first. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Like 3 years ago, I stopped writing my set. So I still have a joke book. I still record jokes and thoughts and stuff, and I'll try to pull those out. But I stopped like scripting what I was going to say, because I like the idea of performing a conversation. And there's something, I'm still not really good at crowd work, but there's something about like going in and talking to people in the crowd and then seeing what they'll want me to go into. That makes like this very organic feel that you can't get watching a recorded show.
And that's why I said they got to come out and get tickets to go see your show. Yeah. Now, can they hire you for private shows? Because I know comedians do that as well.
Yes.
And what are occasions that you could hire a comedian, if we don't know?
I mean, well, you can hire us for anything. Bar mitzvah.
Anything.
Standing in your closet with a flashlight, just whatever.
Wow. That's, how many times did you get hired for that?
Only once. Believe it or not, I was the creepy one in that setup.
I can see it.
At corporate shows, yeah, we do a lot of corporate shows. That's a pretty common thing for when they're looking for entertainment.
It's not an easy job, that you do. It's you bring joy to so many people. I'm so grateful that I'm not grateful, I'm glad that you have a job as well to support your family. And I hope that your comedy, it breeds into this driving school, because there's no way you can't be funny. You're always funny.
Oh, yes.
Our encounters have been as such. Thank you so much. I'm proud
you.
to call you a friend. How do we follow you on your social media stuff as we say goodbye?
You can find me on Instagram at The American Islander. If you know how to spell my name, you can find me.
Fonokalafi. Yes, that's tongue and four?
There's a debate about that.
Phonograph.
Oh, okay, photograph, yes.
Yeah, phonograph.
Is what I've been told.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's somebody told me that. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah, I've heard shorthand. But it's the umlauts.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called? Yeah, the little.
Okay.
commas. I don't know. ...
That's all the time we have. Please go check out Josh in his natural habitat on stage at Wise Guys Jordan Landing this weekend. Let him tickle your funny bone. Where's the funny bone on Tongans? Never mind. Bye. If we can help one person, we've done our job on everyday people. Don't go anywhere. We're just going to play a song. We'll take a little break. We got the Tongan Junior Cowboy coming up next.